Hey retro food fans! Today I'm going back again to my Hungarian roots and I'm going to introduce you to a fabulous appetizer that was very popular in the 70s but is much older than the 70s. You're going to love it. Let's get started. Hey everyone, this is YesterKitchen and I'm Jill. Today I have a great appetizer for you that was very popular in the 70s, but its roots are way older than that. It's from Hungary. Big surprise. I love Hungary. I'm Hungarian. And it's this just very easy cream cheese based dish called Liptauer Cheese. It's very bold flavors and I love it. So I'm going to tell you about a journalist. His name was Joseph Wexberg. And in 1939, he actually escaped Czechoslovakia with his wife and sought asylum here in the United States because of the German occupation. And side note, that's around the same time my grandpa escaped Hungary and came through Ellis Island for the very same reason. So this one's kind of close to my heart, the story, and just the fact that it's a Hungarian dish. So Joseph came to the United States. He was a journalist, he was an author, and he was a gourmet. And he started writing articles here and he was introducing the United States to Austro-Hungarian cooking because it was still kind of new and people weren't just used to the flavors. And remember our flavors, paprika, sour cream, there's caraway, it's fabulous flavor profiles. And one of the dishes he wrote about was Liptauer cheese. It is just this big, bold flavor. It's fabulous. I'm going to get started on it and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. So this is going to come together pretty easily. The first thing you're going to want is an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. And this is done in a food processor. Have your blade ready and in it goes. So in Austria, and actually I think still to this day, wine taverns were very popular. How can you go wrong? And in these wine taverns, this cheese is a very popular, I don't know, kind of like wings are in like any beer tavern here you can get. Liptauer cheese is the standard in the wine taverns. Okay, so we have our 1 block of cream cheese in there. And to that, we're gonna add a 1/4 cup or 1/2 stick of unsalted butter. And then we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of sour cream. This dish was originally made by a cheese that you really can't get here in America unless you really look for it. I'll put all the information down in the description if you can find it. And it's kind of like a sour cheese, kind of like a goat cheese, which is why we add the sour cream to give it that tang. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add a tablespoon of finely chopped onions and a tablespoon of capers. A little juice is okay. Try to drain as much as you can, but a little juice is just fine. A teaspoon of dry mustard. See, it all comes together. And it wouldn't be a Hungarian dish without paprika. So we have a teaspoon of paprika. I use hot paprika. You can use sweet paprika, you can use hot paprika. I prefer Hungarian paprika, but if all you have is regular at your home, go ahead and use it. You'll be fine. And another very prominent flavor profile is caraway seed. And we have a teaspoon of that. And the last thing, don't hate, it's great, is 4 chopped up anchovies. I know there's not a lot of love for poor little anchovy out there. I happen to love it. If you really can't stand it and you want to try the dish, you can leave it out. But it really doesn't taste fishy. It kind of just adds like a salty thing to it. And essentially that's it. So now we're just, we're gonna put this in our food processor and we're just gonna make it all happy. And I'm gonna take 1 second and scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure everything gets mixed in. So this is a very old recipe. I'm not even sure when it began, but it is very old, from Czechoslovakia, from Hungary, from Austria. Everyone loves Liptauer cheese out there. However, in the 70s, it kind of got this resurgence because cocktail parties, as we all know, were the thing. And this was a great, easy chip and dip. That's more of a spread, but chip and dip, spread, whatever, that you could just grab with one hand, drink in the other. And another thing about the 70s is it was really cool to have some international flair, some, just very bold flavors or just something very different. And this fit the bill perfectly. So let's go ahead and finish this up. And that's it. You're done. Well, you do want to do one thing. You want to give it a little taste for salt and pepper. I don't think you're going to need salt because those anchovies are so salty, but pepper is probably a good idea. So before you do anything else, oh my God, that's so good. Really, don't let the flavor combination scare you. This thing is amazing, especially after it chills. I am going to add some black pepper, but I think we're totally good on the salt. But if you don't and you want more salt, you know what to do. Just like maybe like a quarter teaspoon at a time. You're not going to need a whole lot. And I'm going to let it go a little bit extra because I also noticed when I tasted it that those caraway seeds are not completely blended. And you don't want that. Okay, you're done. I love easy. So now all you're going to do is we're going to get these out of the way. I love these little bowls. They're just perfect. And we're going to bring in, I've got something to show you of, get rid of all the crackers. Look at this. This is 100%, oh gosh, from the 70s. Look at my chip and dip bowl. Is that fabulous? It's actually made by a company called Fire King. My happy place. Okay, so we're not going to put this, we're not going to use this yet. I'm going to go ahead and put it right in the food processor bowl, just like this, into the fridge, and let it sit for about an hour so all the flavors can marry. And well, you'll be right back. I'll be back in an hour when it's all done. Okay, it's been an hour and it's ready and it is delicious. And by the way, where did the name Liptauer came from? It came from a region called Liptov, from the former Slovakia, which was actually a former country of Hungary. So very much Hungarian roots, especially because of the paprika. Okay. So now all that's left to do is take our gorgeous bowl, put our dip in, and Liptauer cheese is traditionally served with crackers, any kind you like, preferably poppy seed or sesame seed, but I picked a little kind of assortment today, or brown bread, like pumpernickel or whatever, just sliced really thin, and you can serve it with that too. And then you've got a pretty traditional thing going on, but I like the crackers. So that's what I'm doing today. So I did just get some like brown crackers. Ah, they're going everywhere. Okay, so I have just an assortment of crackers. So everyone can take their pick. Even water crackers would taste good because your flavors are so bold in here that you really don't need an additional flavor out of your cracker. So kind of like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Make it all pretty. And there you have it. Liptauer cheese from Hungary, which may have not got here if Joseph didn't escape Czechoslovakia. So you never know. Food history, isn't it amazing? So give it a try. Taste some history. Have that 1970s cocktail party. Have you had it yet? If you have, I would love to hear about it. If you would like to explore more dishes from your childhood or just the past, I invite you to subscribe. I release new videos every Friday. In the meantime, here's some more retro dishes for you. And remember, every dish, even Liptauer cheese from Hungary, has a story. I'll see you in the next video.